Wednesday 3.
Yeah, we had Wednesday 1.
No question in my mind.
He came from one of the toughest areas of Phoenix. Most of his friends leave, of course.
Praying for his safety and
You got people on the defense talking about it. You better get your ass involved. You better get involved.
I just gotta say, when it comes to Dallas,
Different.
For sure, they would have thrown it off because
And this guy gets off you.
Solid from and then I go to bed every night like G man, I promise you What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here. I've been traveling all day, so you get either the sophisticated mic, you get the dork mic, whatever, but I didn't put my contacts in today, and I wasn't about to do it just for the show. So this is the way it is. This is the way it's going to be. Victory Monday, feeling pretty good. Had a great weekend down in AT&T. We'll definitely get into it before we get rolling. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure to share. If you're new to the channel, leave us a comment. Let us know that you're new so we can give you the proper shout out. We definitely appreciate all the new subscribers, all the existing ones. You can't forget the ones that made you what you are today. So we definitely appreciate it. So we'll get rolling, but before we get into it, hot and heavy, and I'm still maybe still relaxed, kind of feeling it from a long weekend. Jimmy, how was your weekend? You're welcome, by the way. You're very welcome. You're welcome. We did it for you. We handle that business. Now it's up to you. I don't want to hear no more excuses. It's up to you now.
No, the first thing, as you could tell, maybe I'm a little bit under the weather. So I did go to bed early. I woke up to some great messages on X this morning. I do appreciate it. Cowboys Cave, I thank you very much because we're in first place and we control our own destiny. Definitely owe you guys a debt of gratitude. And it looks like I missed a fun weekend down at AT&T.
It was, and I tell you, the vibe is definitely different. It's definitely different this year. They basically were eliminated from the playoffs before the game, which they had very slim chance. I mean, it would have been a miracle. They had like a 1% chance to get in the playoffs anyway, but that happened. But it was one of the best weekends. I'm telling you, it was just a lot of fun, a lot of great people. Big shout out to Kimmy. Got to meet her. We dropped a hype video together. She's awesome. And then also Luke, who I did a cameo for his parents were taking him to the game for the first time. I'm just hanging out at Texas Live, and the father just walked by and said, "Hey man, aren't you Mike Tag? You did that cameo for my son. Here he is." And so I got a picture with him and talked to him a little bit. So that was a lot of fun. So it was there, but the vibe was definitely different. I don't know if it's so close to Christmas, but even Texas Live with the playoffs, with Texas playing and a lot of the college games, it just wasn't as crazy as it usually is.
Yeah, and no, first of all, you and Kimmy were taking care of your business on the hype video. Loved it. It was great. I think it's like that everywhere, man. It just seems you're leading into Christmas week, and I don't know, people are trying to get stuff done, and maybe that could have been a big part of it. Because like you said, I mean, college football is king down south, so you'd think there'd be more going on with that. Yeah,
even like the Texas game, it was busy, but not like it usually is. Like Saturday night, we watched Texas playoff game against Tennessee, and it just was a bit. But it was great. The weather was beautiful. It wasn't too cold, but it was just enough to where I can finally wear some of my winter stuff we never get to do. We went out and did some shopping, got some stuff. We went up to I'll give a shout out to the Pro Shop outlet. The Dallas Cowboys have our Pro Shop outlet, and that was, man, I got these pants, these like kind of like the sweatpants, but like the thermal ones. I got them for $30 and they're regularly like $100. So they had some good deals down there, and it was awesome. So it was good. It was good. Looking forward to some more football this weekend, but proud of my Cowboys. And I know some people don't like it, whatever. I could care less. This team has been competing. They haven't quit. And to me, that just shows something of what you got moving into 2025. They've obviously had the injuries. They're not going to rehash any of that. But this team has been fighting every week. I mean, that was one of the better defensive performances, just hard hitting, man. I don't know how it was on TV. You fell asleep because you were sick, but I don't know if you guys in the chat, if it looked that way on TV, but it was a physical game. It's hard hitting. Seemed like, our defense was flying all over the place. So definitely, felt it in the stadium. So it was, I was a happy Cowboys fan. And like I said, coming back to Tampa, now I got to shut these people up that run their mouths. I had to listen to this crap all for 2 weeks. How we're not going to win and they're better than us. I said, we'll see what happens. But they definitely came out to fight and they were ready for it. And there was a lot of Baker Mayfield fans. There wasn't a lot of Tampa fans. I saw more people with Oklahoma stuff that was rooting for Baker Mayfield than I did Tampa. But so that was interesting. And, people thought he was going to have his homecoming from Texas and stuff, that he was going to light us up. Didn't play terrible, but he definitely didn't get the win. That's all that matters.
Well, first of all, you're talking about the team store. I'm glad you got a good deal on the pants. The pants.
Oh, the pants. Let me get it. Really like the pants. I do that to my wife every time I get my pants. I don't know if she knows the movie, but she laughs like hell every time I do it. I really like your pants.
What you said, that's all the first thing I thought of. But, obviously I saw the highlights. And, I mean, you guys, obviously Baker Mayfield's gritty. They got two good running backs in Tampa Bay. So you got to give props. And all these people who are playing for draft picks and all this shit. I got some, obviously we played the Giants yesterday and I was texting some of my friends.
Now they're definitely playing for draft picks.
Yeah. I says, and the game was a little close in the first quarter. I said, damn, I thought you guys were playing for draft picks. But yeah, I don't want my team tanking for draft picks, and that's why I kind of like basketball and hockey where they got a lotto, for the lower seeds of the teams.
Maybe they need to do that in football too. I don't know. Maybe that's something they should look at doing in football. That would be kind of interesting because that would end up getting all this crap, kind of eliminate some of it. But yeah, Jay Lou had he had a great game. He had a great game. Bland, obviously, with that end of the game strip. I mean, I can't say enough about CeeDee Lamb. I mean, he is just, his attitude has been great. He's been playing his ass off. I am loving everything of what CeeDee Lamb, and I think Parsons too. Parsons has been a leader. I mean, you could see him, he's matured. He's been a leader on the field, off the field, and all that stuff. So I just think this season for the Cowboys, now they're going to have to do something, right? We can't, I don't drink the Kool-Aid. I mean, they have got to address things in the draft, but they've got to address things in free agency. They've got to address things in free agency. They've got to make some moves to make themselves better. Running back is still a concern. Wide receiver opposite CeeDee Lamb is still not seeing anyone really be that, to take that pressure off CeeDee Lamb. I think offensive line, veteran. I love our young guys. Maybe get a veteran swing guy to kind of, maybe just give some depth there. Defensive tackle and whatever I think the defense has been a bright spot for them in the last 6 weeks. So, but definitely defensive tackle and just kind of fill in some gaps, man. And, you get healthy. I mean, they had the injury bug and get going. So, but yeah.
You talk about Parsons and the heart showed against that Cincinnati game when, that crazy play at the end where you guys, and his reaction on the sideline where he was just like visibly upset. You got to show that is hard, right?
Yeah. And I want to and I want to touch on this because I've seen some tweets going out with Rush and Dak and it, it does. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's coincidence or what, but obviously the defense is getting healthier, getting used to Zimmer, and all of that. But the one thing that I noticed in the games, and I think Tuck might have touched on it on Twitter, and a couple other people were mentioning it, but I've been thinking of it too, is like when Dak is on the line of scrimmage, it's been my pet peeve. And Peyton Manning did it, and he did it so great. So I guess maybe all these quarterbacks do it. But they're at the line, like doing everything, running all over this, that, change the plays, doing this, doing. And I don't know. I don't know if that gives you rhythm. And I see with Cooper Rush, he's really doing the plays called. He's not really audibling much. I mean, maybe once, but it's not like it's all the way to the last second, moving stuff around, moving stuff, this, that. So I don't know if Dak is trying to do too much, which is making things more complicated, or what people are saying is maybe they're trying to make Dak more than what he needs to be, or maybe can be, and try and show that the money's worth it. I don't know if it's that. I don't know what the answer is, but there is something different with the flow of the offense when Cooper Rush is in there. Now, I don't think Cooper Rush is a good quarterback. I'm not saying let's have Cooper Rush be our starter for God's sakes. But there's something there. There's something that with Dak, it's not. Do you see it, Jimmy? I know you don't watch Cowboys much, but it's just I don't know. It's something noticeable. I don't know what the answer is, to be honest with you.
No, I do, and it is noticeable. You can see it on kind of like the outside looking in. You can see where they seem to step it up a little bit. I don't know if it's they're worried about having to compensate for Dak Prescott not being in the game. I don't know, but it's visible, and that's on the outside looking in. Yeah.
Romo did that. Like, maybe that's where Dak gets it from too, because Romo was notorious. I don't know. To me, I'm not a quarterback, so I'm a fan. So what the hell do I know? But it does drive me insane because then I don't know. It's just a thing in me, but I don't know if that's factual. I don't know if that could mess up the game. Could it mess up your rhythm? Could it mess up timing? You got linemen down. Because the one thing is, we don't, and Rush gets the ball out quickly, which I know is common on the West Coast. That's just kind of the flow of it, right? 3-step, dumb, 3-step, 5-step, 7-step, drop, and dump the pass and go what you go. But you don't hear much about the offensive line. Like, I haven't heard Steele's name mentioned much, and you talk about the pass protection. I haven't really heard much of that. The run blocking is better, so I am not really sure, but I think there's something that they need to look at as a team, because let's just be fair. Dak is a much better quarterback than Cooper Rush physically, the skill set, making the throw, everything is there, but maybe they need to have him simplify himself down and go with the plays, have your one audible if you're checking out, into a run pass or whatever it is. But maybe there's something they need to simplify that a little bit. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents as a fan.
Well, I'm not going to put anything up on the comments. It's hateful or belligerent, but to Ultra's point, do you think that they are worried about poor turnovers or like Jalen Hurts situation?
I don't know. The thing with Rush is he doesn't have a lot of playmaking ability. He relies on the receivers to really, run after catch and for them to do it. Rush is, you get what you get with him. If you need him to, lead the team and just throw all day, I think that's a recipe for disaster for him. I think Dak has proven he can do that in time. He definitely don't want to do it on a regular basis, but he has proven that if need be, he can be that guy. But I don't know. It's something that they need to figure out, but you're seeing some of the issues that a lot of people complain about as fans when Dak is in there, and you're not really seeing it now. It's the same thing with receivers. It seems like, Schoonmaker, he got a lot of heat. Now, he's been playing better with Cooper. Even Jalen Tolbert here and there, Flournoy, Brandon Cooks was out. He comes back in. So I just, I don't know. It's definitely, when you're seeing this team play and you look at it, they beat the Steelers. Obviously, Dak was a quarterback, playoff team. They beat the Bucks. We'll see what happens if they can get into the playoffs. I think it's going to be tough. I looked at your schedule. You got a pretty good shot. It's going to be interesting. You got a good shot. And, they beat who did they beat before? They beat that's in the playoffs. They beat one other team.
Who beat
Cowboys? Dallas that's in the playoffs.
You guys
help me out.
Beat who did you beat? That's a good question.
I don't know. It says they beat. I think they beat or at least winning as the Bucks. It was
Houston. Didn't you beat Houston?
No, we lost to Houston. God, man, I'm tired. We beat another. I guess the point of it is we've been Commanders. Thank you.
Thank you, Ultra.
How did I miss the Commanders? I made fun of them the whole time. So, they have beaten good teams, winning record teams. Thank you, Thomas. Winning record teams, and they've been depleted. So sometimes scheme can beat, scheme can trump stuff. So, like Zimmer, his defense seems to be better. So then the question comes is like, do you keep McCarthy? Do you keep Zimmer? Do you chalk this up to some injuries and then just kind of, they've been fighting their ass off. So you really hate to kind of, throw in the towel and start all over. I'm never big on starting over, especially if you're not upgrading. If you're just going to go out and get the same old, coaches the Cowboys get, I like McCarthy. I would much rather them just keep McCarthy and keep Zimmer and just let them go. So I definitely agree with you. I think Micah has taken over this team, and I'm just so happy for him. And these people that want him traded, and I see so much negativity with him. Like some guy on Facebook on like one of those Cowboy things, Jimmy, he tweets negatively or posts negatively about Parsons every week. Oh, what are we going to get? We're going to get no tackles, no sacks, da-da-da-da-da. And then if he has a good game, he goes, oh, he did this in a meaningless game. I mean, it's like,
right.
I had to just get out of that group because I was like, I can't deal with this negative. Micah Parsons is one of the best NFL, forget defense, one of the best NFL players in the game, hands down. No, I mean, to me, there's no argument. He's
I would agree.
Top 5. I mean, of either side of the ball, definitely one of the best pass rushers. But I just don't get fans. I just don't know.
Well, and the thing is too is that he's got it here. He's got heart. You know what I mean? There's so many guys out there. Who was it? Levondre Campbell walked off the field for San Francisco last week. I mean, that's the complete foil of that. You know what I'm saying? So now my thing is, like I said last week, does McCarthy stay? Does he want to stay? Is the question.
That'd be the interesting thing. I think he would only. I mean, he's at that point in his career. It's like I think he'd stay. I think he'd stay. If Ben Johnson were willing to come to Dallas, I probably would because I would love a younger, fresher guy. Definitely, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But I don't think he's going to come to Dallas. I don't think Dallas wants him. I don't think Dallas is going to pay him. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. I mean, you've kind of seen it with the Cowboys. They are not big spenders of coaches. And I'm a fan of consistency too. Like I don't want to just dump a coach who's won 12 games 3 years in a row. And he had a season where he lost his quarterback, lost his defense. Everyone thought this team was going to win 3 games. And they have a really good shot at finishing 9-8, which a lot of people, Vegas, had them at 9.5 with Dak, with Parsons, with Diggs, with the whole team. So I think it shows the work that McCarthy and the coaching staff has done with these guys and them fighting, obviously, for the coach too, because they could have easily packed it up and said, let's just move on. Yeah.
Pack it up and get out of my town. I can't yell at the top of my lungs tonight. I'm sorry. But my thing is right. If McCarthy if he has a landing spot elsewhere, he might think about it if he doesn't want to deal with the circus.
Yeah.
Right.
And Dallas is, Dallas will always be a circus. I mean, it's the way it is. It was bittersweet. It was bittersweet. Yeah, no offseason moves. That's what destroyed. But you can't put that on the coach. That's what I'm saying. That's on Jerry, the GM, and McClay, and all those guys that make those decisions. That's on them. That's why I say I don't kill McCarthy for what they're going through with that. Merry Christmas,
Holy Terror, Merry Christmas,
and just to flip to Washington, who I know you guys are playing this week. I mean, I don't know what to make of that Philly game. I did watch it. 5 turnovers. I know Philly lost Jalen Hurts. They were up like 21-7 at one point. But their defense just got shredded. And Jaden Daniels, I mean, he played well, but how do you lose? How does Philly lose with 5 turnovers? I mean, it's just embarrassing. And that ended up killing Dallas. But like I said, Dallas was hanging on by a thread that they weren't going to be able to probably get in anyway. There's too many teams ahead of them. So it was a great Sunday. If you really don't like the Eagles, you see them lose and then, Dallas wins. It does make for a good weekend. And
to see them go down in flames like they did was great. The only thing that pisses me off is now we go into a Washington team that's very confident next week. Yeah. That we it's a must win for us, but so Hurts is out. Pickett got hurt. So does anybody know what's going on with them next week?
Well, they moved the game to 1:00 Eastern. So Which, I mean, the Packer Viking game is a much more important and better game,
Yes.
you know, so I don't have an issue with that. And I get stuff done in the afternoon, so that's even better. But I don't know. It made you think that maybe Jalen Hurts is not going to play. I mean, they don't have, they're probably out of the 1 seed race, right? They're probably out of that. So that's going to see what happens. And Lions have been vulnerable, Ultra. The only thing I say is the Lions, they've got injuries. They've been vulnerable. I don't think it's just a cakewalk for them at all. Now I think they're the favorite, but I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk for them. I don't think you anoint them the champions without playing it. They've had some adversity. So it's going to be interesting to see. They've got, they've got Green Bay and Minnesota. Those are, I think, the last 2 games. That's going to tell you a lot. I mean, that's playoff football.
And Dan Campbell, again, didn't learn from his mistakes last year.
There you go. San Francisco, then the Vikings. Sorry.
He did in the champion. Yeah. But the coach didn't learn anything from last year's championship game. And he's still at times has made just stupid in-game calls. What are you doing?
That's what I think is going to do him in, man. That's what I think will do him in.
You could say, "Oh, well, you live and die by the sword." Well, no, you just need to be smart sometimes. You know, that's what lost us the Super Bowl. Come on.
Yeah. No, I think what could kill them is the coach making just a bad, one of those, I think he almost wants to do it because everyone expects it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. So flipping to you guys are playing the Commanders, and obviously we finished the year off with them. So I watched some of the Falcon game, but they didn't have it on the big part of the TV because they had primarily the Philly game on. So I saw a little bit of it, but with Penix, I didn't see big numbers, but you guys, it was a blowout. So I think would you have a couple pick sixes or something like that?
We had a couple pick sixes. Penix looked great. You got to kind of not look at the stat line as much. I mean, he was, like you said earlier, he was at the line. He was calling audibles. He was picking up reads. He was doing everything he needed to do. He looked like a veteran quarterback yesterday. I know it's against a crummy team, and I get that, but that's beside the point. He came in and was real. He was hitting pinpoint passes. I didn't have to worry about, and with Kirk Cousins, I'm worried every play he's getting happy feet, throwing ducks. Every pass was tight. Almost every pass was spot on. The one interception was Pitts. I don't know if you saw that turnover where Pitts catches it, fumbles out of the air, and the Giants intercept it.
Yes.
And Pitts, we'll get to that in a minute. Pitts, you wanted him, you might be getting him after this season, the way he was talking this week.
I mean, he has not lived up to the hype. I don't know. It's just they always talk about, they always talk about, Kyle Pitts and he's just a genetic freak and he's unguardable, but I just don't see him living up to the hype.
Well, okay, so his first year with rookie was Matty Ice was throwing him. He had like 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. Then he had Mariota, Ritter. He had all these, just not good quarterbacks. This year, I don't know. I don't know if he's just not getting that in the groove or he just doesn't have it here right now. But when last week and they asked him, they said, "Hey, what do you think about Penix starting over Cousins?" And instead of doing the politically correct answer, he says, "I don't know. I just work here." I mean, that's not the kind of answer you're looking for, So, and then to turn around and have that big turnover down on the 3-yard line that basically cost us a touchdown and cost Penix his first touchdown as an NFL quarterback just pissed me off. So, you guys might be on the trading block. So yeah, Ferguson. You know what? Right now, I can't argue with that, SoCal. It's hard to argue with that.
What was it? I missed.
No, well, I was saying, Pitts running it or Pitts with the.
Well, but I'll tell you, Ferguson is. I've been a little disappointed in Ferguson this year too. I know he's had some injuries. I know he's had some injuries, but Ferguson he's been disappointing to me as well.
These, unfair. Yeah, you know what? Pull up that 2021 season, Thomas. I'm not going to do it right now while I'm on here, but it was like 1,200 yards and I thought it was 9 touchdowns that season, but no, Mike, I don't know if you heard what he said. He said last week when the press asked Pitts, "What do you think about the quarterback change?" And he said, "I don't know. I just work here." That's his response.
Oh, really?
And that's not what you say unless you want to get traded. So, and then to turn around and fumble the ball in the 3, which would have been Penix's first touchdown.
Yeah.
So, but no, I was happy with him. And look, next week's a bigger test. But if our defense can get to the quarterback the way we have the last 3 weeks, look at what happened yesterday, what Philly did to Washington. Man, if we can get to Jane Daniels and get some turnovers, I feel good.
Yeah. Sorry, we're having issues with Uncle Cheech again.
Thank you.
He's just not understanding, and I can't be mean to Uncle Cheech, but he says I sent him the wrong link, but it's the same link. It's the same
link
week, but he's looking for like a picture thing, and sometimes it just has the link, and you click on the link and go, and it's the same one that I send to hate. Wait, what hate week?
I know. I was going to say, what's that all about?
Hate week. Do they have a hate week? I mean, I don't hate them. They stink. What the hell do I hate them for? That's like a bye week. There's no hate for that for Washington. Oh my God.
Well, you see now the follow-up comment is Merry Christmas.
Merry
so
Christmas.
We appreciate
Merry Christmas.
Appreciate the
that
love.
goes without saying. But yeah, I love that all these teams like Dallas has hate. Philly has hate week for Dallas. Washington's hate week. Giants really don't. It's just Giants fans and like they don't really have that. Like it's really Washington and Philly. And I expect it from Philly because Philly is like the little brother in the division that they got one little Super Bowl and they just want to get up there so bad. Washington, I respect. I mean, Washington in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. I mean, they were consistent. They've had hard times. With Daniel Snyder. Oh, he's a Philly fan. He had hard times with Daniel Snyder, but I think their future and they're a good organization. I think they'll be fine. But I don't understand all these teams. What Dallas hate week? Do you guys have hate week? Do you have a hate week in your division? You guys sit there?
No, I mean
Tampa hate week.
It's the Saints, but it's not to that extreme, right?
Your coach isn't walking around with a shirt that says Dallas week.
I know. I don't think about it. You live in Philly, like you said, you're probably the baby daughter of the division. You're the baby daughter to New York. I mean, look, they're in second, third, fourth place in everything. Doesn't matter what sport. It doesn't matter, city rating or whatever. They're just the little stepkid, little redheaded stepchild.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I'm trying to fix this. Yeah, he might be dead. Might be downloading Jerry Springer or something. Yeah, Carl's MIA. Carl is MIA.
Yeah, where's Carl?
Carl, he's a coward. He runs his mouth on here and all this, and then they lose. Embarrassing. Let's just say what it is. No, NFC East is not a different animal. It's not a different animal. No. I don't agree with that at all.
Everybody's thinking that
Chiefs don't have hate week with Denver. They don't have hate week with the Raiders. Denver doesn't have hate week with the Raiders or Chiefs. They don't make up shirts and sit there and want to ride their, want to be big brother so bad. I mean, I'll tell you this right now. I give two shits. You hear what I just said? Two shits about Philly, about Washington, about the Giants. They're just another opponent. You understand what I just said, Jimmy?
You know what? I bet you that is Carl hiding behind the keyboard because he doesn't want to come out and talk because he got rolled.
He might be.
His team lost 5 turnovers. He couldn't win.
He might be.
Yeah, that's him. It's got to be him. So, because usually he's out here running his mouth.
No, I know. But, you have nothing to run. I mean, listen, and I was touting Philly. I mean, I was impressed with Philly. I did this, I gave them their due. And right when I bet on Philly. You hear what I just said? I bet on Philly to win. I saw that. Bet on them. That's how confident I was. But after seeing that woeful performance, they're deep. I forget the offense. I understand Pickett or whatever. But you have got to be able to. You cannot stop that. No running game Washington had. The receivers are, except for McLaurin, average at best. You got your 85-year-old tight end that used to be your tight end back when Andy Reid was your coach. I mean, this is what we're dealing with, and they embarrassed them. Absolutely embarrassed them. So
cut. They're all right. I mean, Carl's addicted, so he needs to come in here using a phony name,
an
alias. Right, because he is addicted. He can't get. He's got one hand on the phone, the other hand, somewhere else, having a good time for himself watching the Cave.
Yeah, so we'll see. Now Uncle Cheech, I had to send it to him twice. I'm not going to give Uncle Cheech a hard time. because I don't want to end up with cement shoes somewhere. So I'm
Yeah.
going to let it slide with Uncle Cheech. But we're going to have to. I got to give this week during the break. I'm driving to where Uncle Cheech lives. I'm going to work on his computer. I'm going to show him exactly what to do because obviously there's some mistakes. But let's go get Uncle Cheech going. He needs his entrance music. Let's see where we're at here. They changed everything on here all of a sudden. Let's see. Get old Uncle Cheech. There he is. Oh, we don't have Uncle Cheech. There he is. Look at that. What's going on?
That's two different links, I told you.
Not two different links. Sometimes it does the click on thing, and sometimes you got to copy and paste.
No, one has a picture of somebody. That's the one that works. And one doesn't have a picture of anything, and that doesn't work.
I sent you the same link that I sent to Greg one time. I sent the same email to both of you. He got on, you did.
How come it worked this time? And that we went through this last time.
Last time with Greg, it worked.
I'm telling you, there's two different ones.
Dissension in the ranks.
There is dissension because he cost me money this week because he's the one who told me Philly. He's the one who told me, what was the other one you got? It was Clemson. You're getting the points. I did the Clemson with the points. And
I hit the lock, did I?
Yeah, you hit your lock. You did hit the lock. You hit the
At
lock.
Philly, I was winning until the quarterback got hurt. I would have been 3-1.
No, I know.
It was 21-7 when he went down.
No, I know.
That happened.
They choked.
Beyond my control.
It was beyond your control. So let's talk about it because you're a college guy. You grew up. You cut your teeth into college football and the picking and the handicapping and all this stuff. What is your thoughts of the playoff system? You had 4 games that not very competitive. So now you're saying should they shrink it down to 8? Do they need to redo maybe the way they're picking some of these teams? Because you can make a clear argument, and I'm not being biased, Alabama, Miami, or Ole Miss. I think they were better than some of the other lower-tier teams that made it in the bottom half that ended up getting in there. Or, hey, this is just the way it is. Don't cry about it. The rules are in place. That's what happens. And listen, I'm on the side of don't cry about it. I have no issues.
I agree with you. Don't cry about it. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Alabama was what, 9-3 or whatever they were, and this team was 11-1.
Yes.
Indiana, I think that's what they're talking about. And
Indiana, Clemson lost.
Clemson and they lost Tennessee. By 13, I think.
13. Yeah, Tennessee lost.
Ohio State got bombed. I mean, they
bombed Tennessee.
No, they were all.
Penn State killed SMU.
But I mean, that's the way it is. That's the record. It's like when they put that team in there a couple of years ago. Who was it that ended up getting killed by Georgia?
Yes. Yeah.
They only lost 1 game.
Yeah.
Wasn't that TCU? Was that TCU?
Yeah, TCU.
I thought it was the SCLSU Mud Dogs.
Well, what are you supposed to do?
No, that's football. I mean, that's
why win any game? Why bother trying to win?
Yeah.
If you're going to get left out to a team with a lesser record.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
I agree. So looking at, obviously, we'll get into your picks, but just to kind of piggyback off that with the college, you got the playoff games coming up this weekend. Are there any that intrigue you? We don't have to get into the lines, but if there's a game, an average, Jimmy's an average college fan. Is there a game to say, hey, Jimmy, you want to see what real college, you want to get the feel of it? This is the game that this weekend, I would make sure you tune into that. Is there a matchup that gives you that feel of this weekend? Yes? No?
Who are you talking to, me or Jimmy?
Talking to you.
Talking to Uncle Cheech.
Oh, I thought he was talking to Jimmy.
No, I'm saying what game would you give Jimmy to watch?
Oh, I told you, watch the Arizona State-Texas game.
That's a big game for you that you think is going to be a competitive, fun game?
I don't know if it's going to be competitive. Boise State, they're getting, I forgot who they're playing. They're getting 10.
What about the Ohio State-Oregon game?
I like Ohio State that one. And I hate Ohio State, but it's tough to beat the same team twice.
Someone told me Carmenucci had a lunch meeting with Carmenucci. He told me the winner of Ohio State-Oregon is going to be your national champion.
That's a chalk pick, yeah. That's the logical pick, I think.
Hey, Thomas, you show respect, Uncle Cheech.
What is he disrespecting?
Yeah,
us?
look at that. You can believe that?
That's how you end
better-
up getting. That's never a good
Sleep.
thing to do.
Who is that?
Sleep with one eye open.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You don't want Uncle Cheech to find you, Thomas. That could be
Exactly.
a bad day for you.
Actually, Boise
wake up.
State, they got a good running game. Let's see what they do.
Well, you got Boise and Penn State. You got Notre Dame, Georgia, and then obviously Texas, Arizona State. Who Arizona State's kind of your sleeper. That was the one. Hey, if you have a $20, the odds are there.
That's right.
Something you can make some money. It's a long shot.
Get 40 to 1 on that one, or probably went down a little bit, but they're getting 14 points.
Yeah.
At home. And if Texas stops the run, then they'll win handily. If they can't, it's going to be a closer game than people think.
Yeah. How impressed were you with Notre Dame and that running back? I haven't watched a lot of Notre Dame, but god dang, that dude was fast. Did you see that, Jimmy? 98-yard touchdown run. He was flying.
I actually saw that, believe it or not. Yes, I did.
Well, that's why they put him there.
But I'm trying to figure out is, I saw him, playing. Like, I haven't heard his name and be a running back to take. I don't know, maybe he's underclassman or something, but I was like, Jesus, sign me up.
They got our old coach too.
Say what?
They got our old coach too, defensive coordinator.
Oh, do they really?
Notre Dame, Al Golden.
Al Golden's a core. Oh, is he really? Wow.
They got your leftovers. They got your sloppy seconds.
I know. Well, let's get into your picks. Because you did pick a bowl. You didn't pick all of them, but I think you threw one in there. So let's look at your first one. Who you?
I
going
don't
with
like
first?
betting on these games this time of year when there's bowl games.
Yeah.
Or when there's professional games where teams might be trying to get a draft pick or teams already got their position locked in. This is a rough time, so I wouldn't be betting a fortune on it.
No, you got to be very selective in what you do. And you went with your first one was Syracuse at Washington State plus 16. It's a big number. Bowl game, right?
Plus 16. That's why.
Yeah. But bowl games are so unpredictable. I bet the Florida one because I saw Tulane's quarterback was out. I won big on that one.
But Florida won hand. They won
easy. But it was nervous the first half. It was like, dude, what are they going to do?
That's why they play 2 halves.
Yeah. All right. So we've got Syracuse, Washington State, and then your other game, which I think is probably the game of the week. And I give Uncle Cheech a lot of, that's why you got the cojones. You're not afraid for a big game. You got the Packers getting 2 against the Vikings. So I'm guessing you're thinking the Packers are going to beat them outright?
Yeah.
Or no?
They're my pick for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah, I know. But at Vikings, even though, this isn't going to knock them out of the playoffs by any stretch if they lose, but you got them winning on the road against a team that's only lost, 2 games in the Vikings and probably winning outright.
Yeah.
All right. The man, a few words.
If they were playing in Green Bay, then wouldn't be a doubt in my mind.
I got you.
Because they play indoors, right?
Yeah.
Let them go out in that 20 below weather out there and see what it's like.
No.
I had a friend of mine moved up to Georgia a couple months ago from Miami. Called me up today crying, I can't take this cold weather and all this stuff. He bought a house with stairs. He says, I got to go up the stairs and I got to go down the stairs and it's freezing out there. Every bone is aching in my body. So
is he from the Bombassi family?
Bombassi, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
I never heard anything like that in my life. So if you can imagine what some of these players that aren't used to playing up there.
No, it's true. What do you think about that, Jimmy?
It was 3 degrees below zero this morning, Uncle Cheech. You could have kicked me in the nuts. It would have broke your foot.
Yeah, probably. I never heard such crying up there. Hey, it ain't even that cold yet. Wait.
Not yet.
And that's in Georgia. It ain't in Green Bay. So anyway.
That was funny.
But then one of your upset, and then we'll get to your lock. Your upset is, which I think you're driven by points, and they're your sleeper. You got Arizona State getting 14 going against Texas. Arizona State's rested. Texas just got out of a game. Didn't really get beat up so much.
Texas, they had an easy time.
It was like
Arizona
a bye week.
State's home.
Yeah.
They're getting 14. If the running game works for them, they'll keep it close. I don't know if they're going to win,
But they'll keep it close.
They got a pretty good team, but I think they can keep it under the 14.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Especially if they get that running back going.
If they get the running back going.
Yeah,
that's the key. The same with the Boise State game. They get the running back going, they can keep it close. I don't know if they can beat Penn State, but they can keep it close. That was my outside one at the beginning of the year too. Remember Boise State?
Yes, they were. Yeah, I think they could beat Penn State. I don't think Penn State's that good, but I guess we'll see.
Well, they looked good the other night.
They did, but I don't think SMU's nice and a good story, but I don't think I don't know. Maybe I'm being biased.
All I know is they beat us. So
SMU didn't beat us.
Who?
SMU?
They beat Miami, didn't they?
No.
Yes.
When?
The last game of the year, didn't they?
No, that was
they
Syracuse.
beat
They beat Clemson.
We lost to Syracuse.
We lost to Syracuse. They lost to Clemson in the last game. What are you drinking anisette already? What's going on? What's the matter with you?
Ain't even Christmas Eve yet, Uncle Cheech.
We play SMU next year at SMU. I'm hoping it's a Cowboys. If it's a Cowboys back-to-back, I'm flying Uncle Cheech now. We're gonna go to the game.
Who we played the last game of the year?
Syracuse.
Who was the game before that?
We played. We won the game before that.
No,
we didn't
lost,
play SMU.
We lost 2 in a row.
Well, then it would have been Georgia Tech. We only lost 2 games.
Georgia Tech, that's right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But anyway, that's the way it is.
Yeah. Well, if we go out to SMU and the Dallas Cowboys are playing that weekend, we're gonna do a two for the weekend with Uncle Cheech. So. All right, your lock of the week. Probably, this. I'm not a fan of Indy, but the Giants do look horrible.
That's the only game I could pick. I mean, they look. Some high schools could beat the Giants right now. I don't even know who their quarterback. Chicken Cutlet. He's not playing no more.
I don't know if he's. I don't know if Cutlets is a quarterback anymore.
Drew Lock played yesterday.
I think Indy can beat him. And like I said, I don't like betting these games because they're either might be playing for a draft pick or position in the playoffs. But like you guys played good last night and you had nothing to gain.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I got to hand it to you. Your team looked good. They tried. They played hard. Won the game. Nobody picked you.
No.
If you watch all the experts at the beginning, nobody picked you.
Yeah.
Even the whale called me up. Said, "Oh, it's going to be a long night for the Cowboys Cave." I said, "Well, we'll see."
Oh, he bet heavy on he bet heavy on the Bucks, huh? I tried to.
You know what? He messed up. He didn't trust you.
A wise man, I think once told me, he who liveth by the sword
gets stuck. That's right. Well, Jimmy, how do you like your new quarterback? About time.
I was very happy. He wasn't playing scared. He was, and it's funny because I didn't realize he's not a young kid. He's well into his 20s. So it isn't like he's a 21, 22-year-old.
No, he's from the Tampa area.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, really? I
He
didn't
is.
know that. Yeah, he looked confident. He ran the offense great. Like I said, he was picking up reads and blitzes and all this, and he was taking care of his business. I'm happy.
Yeah, everybody was laughing when they picked him in the draft.
Yeah, you know what?
Now you know why.
Well, and you know what, Uncle Cheech? I remember sitting here on the draft show, and I don't know much about college football. I don't know nothing about college football. And Greg said, that's a great pick. That's the guy you want. And then they picked him, and guess what? It's working out. I love it.
Yeah. No, I
don't know how far you'll get this year.
Right.
But you got a good future ahead of him, looks like.
Yeah.
No,
he's experienced. He's a veteran. He's a veteran quarterback. What is he, 26?
Yeah, he's like 25, 26 years old. Yeah. But he says all the right things, and he,
Hey, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit how old he is if he can play football. Let me
Yeah.
ask you, Cheech, Cam Ward. I think I'm going to go to the Miami bowl game Saturday. So Cam Ward is said he's going to play. I mean, do you give him credit for that? Is it a bad decision? He says he still wants to finish. He wants to finish the season out on a high note, for the team, and he feels he owes it to the fans to get out there and get out there and ball. So
Well,
he's
a good attitude to have, but I hope he don't get hurt.
Yeah.
Remember what happened to what's his name, McGahee?
Well, McGahee was a national championship game, but Jalen Smith in the bowl game.
But this is,
remember his knee?
That's why these bowl games, they don't mean anything like they used to. Back when I was young, used to say they had the Cotton Bowl, Orange Bowl, Sugar Bowl all in one day, and it meant something.
Yeah.
Now it don't mean nothing. You don't know who's going to the portal, might not be on the team. Who's coming out for the draft? They might not play. So you don't get the best of each team out there.
I mean, should they do away with these bowl games? I mean, I guess it's all about money and revenue, but I mean, it's
all
what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it's
Nobody has
about.
any pride anymore.
No.
It's all about the green.
No.
It's got all the Luca, the Moolah,
the
Geetus.
Show a little
You gotta
pride.
watch out for who was that one guy who tried to get you that Ichabod slip? You just got to make sure you don't get anything. Make sure you don't get anything. They try to take you out. So.
Now Uncle Cheech, I need to know, what is Uncle Cheech doing on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day? What does your day look like? Those
My
days?
day looks like Christmas Eve, a lot of fish, bacala, linguine with white clam sauce, maybe a Coke with no ice for that, and watch some football. Then Christmas Day, we have the lasagna, the ham, the turkey, roasted chestnuts
Oh,
on an open fire, and
Karaoke? No hot tub?
and football. And football.
No hot tub. I'm shocked.
You know what?
No hot tub?
No, I told you my house got banged up by the hurricane. I'm still waiting to get it fixed.
You believe it? You believe they're treating Uncle Cheech this way? He paid the money, and he's still waiting. They put a sign out there that this is the company fixing the roof, and they hadn't even shown up yet. It's been weeks.
Uncle Cheech is a man of honor. This should have been at your house 2 months ago.
I should have, but and they don't care.
No,
They got you by the teriyaki.
they do. They
Yes,
do.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still got half my roof is hanging over the side of my house out there.
Yeah.
Really?
I got my wall fixed. Came over and did my wall. They got blown over. All these bricks got blown all over the place.
Yeah, but Ukraine got their money. My old Uncle Cheech can't get a roof.
Yeah. Can't even can't throw a bone, Uncle Cheech.
A lousy crumb. You can't even get a crumb to Uncle Cheech and get a roof. Poor guy.
Yeah, lousy
He's got
stick
a
and
tarp
Xbox
up there.
watch.
He's got like a tarp up there, like he's living back in the 1800s. You know what I mean? He's got a little tarp up. Yes.
A bubble bath Christmas. Hey, that sounds good.
You see?
The trouble is, I can't get Maria into the tub with me. Too
Doesn't
big.
fit?
And I got one of them ones you sit down in, the
Really?
walking jobs
Yeah.
with the Suzuki inside. I was trying to get Marie in there with me and then take up the whole damn thing. The hell kind of thing? Bottle of champagne and the Suzuki.
Get the strawberries.
Yeah.
Get everything. Be nice. Be
Don't
nice.
fit. You only lost about 60, 70 pounds. Still working on it.
Well,
Oh, and you don't want to have another job at the house. You got to wait for a contractor.
All the water comes out anyway when you get in.
go flood the valley. You gotta be careful. All right, Uncle Cheech.
All
We
right, guys.
definitely.
Hey, you guys have a very Merry Christmas.
Yes.
And all the fans out there, you have a very Merry Christmas. Safe Christmas. Safe New Year's.
Yeah.
I'll be
And I
out
don't-
before New Year's, but
And I don't know if anyone. I mean, I'll give a PO box for Uncle Cheech. I mean, I'm sure you got a lot of these fans. A lot of these people have made a little money off Uncle Cheech. Maybe they want to give him a little gift.
like
Maybe,
Papa
you know.
NZ,
little prize. You know, a prize. Uncle Cheech. Grazie mille. Buon Natale, Zio Cheech.
Okay.
What he said.
I don't know. Don't think it's that.
What'd he say?
You say something about my mama. All right, Uncle Cheech. Have a
All
great
right,
one.
guys.
We will see you soon. Take care.
Merry
All right.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. See you.
Oh, she was down. I didn't know she was down 60 pounds.
Yeah, no, it's doing good. I forgot to take the Uncle Cheech thing off. Yeah, I mean, slowly but surely. It takes time. It takes time, but she's getting there, and that's important. But more importantly is, you know, it was a good weekend of football. You see the NFC playoffs are probably pretty much set. You don't AFC, I think is pretty much set. So you're looking at these last two games and trying to figure out, you know, the seeding of it. So you guys are kind of the pivotal ones in the NFC. It's you and Tampa. So you guys have Washington and Carolina.
We have Washington, Carolina, and Carolina showing heart.
Yeah, Carolina, except for the game against us, I mean, they've been very competitive in every game. So, and you can't blame them. I was in the house. So Tampa, who does Tampa have?
Tampa, I don't.
They got to have the Saints. They got to have the Saints. Does anyone know who Tampa?
Yes, they. You know what? They haven't played the Saints twice. I don't think so.
No, they definitely have the Saints. They definitely have the Saints.
Right, because you got the 1 and 2 is going to be Lions, Philly, right? Then you got 3, 4 is going to be the West, and then the South.
Yeah, let's see who they got here. They got the Panthers. So the Panthers they play the Panthers and the Saints. So they play the Saints. Both games are at home, so they're at home for both games, which is good for them. But the Panthers have they could have a kind of a, you know, a voice in who wins your division. I mean, they have a say in it. They're gonna play both of you guys.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you know, that coaching change and all that, and get Bryce Young back in there. I'm telling you, it gets back to a team having heart, players having heart. You know what? They could have tanked and went for the draft pick, but they're doing what they gotta do. You know what? So you're right. We got to be ready for that game, and hopefully they take care of their business against Tampa and help us out and throw a bone our way.
No. Well, you guys have you have it in your hands. You beat Washington. You handle your business again. You win and you're in, right? So
yes,
at the end of the day, that's all you could ever ask for. So for the Falcons, they got no one to blame but themselves. What's up, Frankie? We missed Frankie at the game. Hopefully you made it to Florida, and definitely I see a lot of Merry Christmases in the chat. I mean, really, all you guys, Merry Christmas, and definitely appreciate the support in the cave.
Yes.
If you guys, you know, make sure again you hit that thumbs up. Always hit that like, hit the subscribe if you're new. But, you know, we couldn't do this show without you. We know it's the season. It's a holiday time. It's kind of a downtime, time for reflecting. I saw a couple comments about, you know, holidays not the same without some key members of your family. So definitely, you know, I know a lot of us near and dear are, you know, you're dealing with that either the first time or something that you always deal with. And, you know, definitely it's tough. But anyway, Merry Christmas to everyone and their families. And really, I love this time because even in the chat, sometimes people are nice. And you're in the streets and people are a little nicer. And you kind of wish that people were going to be like that all the time. But come the 26th, everyone be, you know, cussing each other out all over the place anyway. So, but yeah, everyone have a great Christmas. Well, even if people are Philly fans, Washington fans, of course, the Falcon fans, Cowboy fans, anyone's just a good person, man. And if you're in the cave having fun, you're a good person in my book. So
this is the family right here.
This is the family.
Exactly. Man, look at everybody's in a holiday spirit right now. Look at
you know, that's what I love. And hopefully, did I tell you about my race car I got? Did I tell you the story? I bought me an RC car. I
really
spoiled myself and bought an RC car, and I'll show it to you. Hold on a minute. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it.
Mike Tag got himself a prize. I don't believe this. Is he gonna? You got to put it on the. Here we go. Let's see.
I'll get it over here.
He's all happy. Everybody, check it out.
Down here. I treated myself to, I deserve a prize, Jimmy, don't I?
Exactly.
So I got heavy as shit.
Damn, man.
And
the size of a real car.
I bought me one of these. They go 65 miles an hour.
Damn.
So the best of it is I'm going to see if it reminds you of something when I tell the story. But so I put it together and I'm like, hey man, let's go to the park. I told my son, man, come with me. We're going to run this thing. And my wife let me open it up before we went to Dallas. this weekend because she wanted to go. She wanted to wear her outfit. I got her, so it was perfect. And so we go to the park. We're getting it all like set up, and I put it together before we left, and I'm riding it, and my son, he goes, "Look at that smile on your face. You're just enjoying yourself, aren't you?" You know what I'm thinking of when I say
I know
that?
you're thinking of. We were playing golf that time.
Oh,
The old lady.
the lady.
Yes. Oh,
I
that
must
was
have been, the remote control, and I must have just had that smile like a kid, man. Feel like a kid. So then I let him. I said, "Here, man, you run it." And this thing, I'm telling you, this thing hauls ass. And we're in this big field. And so then I got it back, and I put most of it together. So we're driving, and it's going, and I went to turn, and the tire went one way, and the car went the other. It's just like, I must have put the lug nut on backwards, so it was reversing as I was driving, and ended up coming off.
Wait a minute. So you had to like do the whole assembly and all that shit?
Not totally. I had to put the tires and a couple of the parts on there, like this and that, but most of it was already done. It was just a couple of the assemblies and just locking things down. And I screwed up. So then I had to go on Amazon and buy the new parts. And yeah.
You broke it.
My dad used to tell us when we were kids, he goes, "You open it on Christmas Day, it's in the garbage by New Year's Day."
I see. That's fun, man. But now you got me thinking back to the old lady. So you guys, you tell that story better. We were out golf. Mike Tag and I were out. I don't know. I still don't know how to play golf. This had to be 25 years ago.
Oh, it was a long time ago.
And so it was like the late 90s. So we got paired up with some another dude, and like I guess maybe his grandmother.
Yeah, it could have been his grandmother.
So she was all had her makeup on, all done up, but every time she was putting, she happy.
Head was shaking.
Head was shaking. And it was just we couldn't. I mean, of course, we were tactful about it. Later on, we couldn't stop laughing. So, but
the worst part is I think she beat the hell out of us.
She killed us. Yeah, we saw. That was
great. Man. So
anyway, that's good. You got yourself a prize. That's always a good thing.
It was good. And I want to leave before we wrap up the show. Definitely appreciate everything, guys. We never got a chance to talk about it. And I know you're obviously you're a huge Yankee fan. So we never talked about the you lose them to the Mets. Yep. What's your opinion of everything? I wanted to hear from you.
Now I'm gonna have people out there saying, that's your bullshit. No, I said it from the start. I don't want to lock anybody up until they're 39, 40 years old. Okay. The New York Rangers, we just did that with our goaltender. We locked him up till he's 40. Kirk Cousins, we got him theoretically locked up till he's 40. I did not want somebody else. You paid a long contract. I said I'd give him a couple million more a year to shorten it to 8 years, right off the top. And then all the other crap. He wanted his family to have full access to every area in Yankee Stadium, even like the player only areas, and
really
his personal chef and all this crap. And it's like, dude, you come from one of the poorest places in the world. Remember where you came from. These are the stipulations you're looking for. And I respect him. And he's a great player. So, you know what? Let the Mets have that. If he wants to, be a prima donna and all that, let them have him. And I didn't want him for 15 years anyway. That's going to be A-Rod 2.0 is exactly what it's going to be. Yeah. And to the point, I mean, we got, Bellinger. I mean, we got players that we're signing. So I'll give some credit to the front office for once, right? We're finally doing something. And is that true? Because Ultra, there's been a lot of crazy things. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's the truth. I know the suite, but I don't know about the private jet. I didn't hear about that. The Knicks are killing it. Now we're talking, baby, but we're not talking basketball tonight. So that's the way I feel about it, and I'm okay with it. If we could have got him for 8 years, I would love to have him back.
I can't see any organization paying that much money over that long a period of time. And I just don't I don't understand it. I mean, they talk about the NFL players' contracts. I mean, that shit's crazy. That's all guaranteed.
It's all guaranteed. And that's the thing, man. That's crazy. Can you imagine? It would be nice. Imagine we had jobs that were guaranteed, all of us out here. You're getting paid no matter what.
Is still getting paid.
Right. Well, and that was us with A-Rod. I mean, you're not a Yankee fan, but I remember we were paying him forever. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Because, we picked up stupid Texas's freaking contract.
I don't think one player makes that big of a difference for them. You know what I mean? If they can get 4 or 5 really good players, because you've seen it with some of these smaller markets. I mean, Tampa has. I mean, they haven't won a World Series, but they've been very competitive. Been to the playoffs, went to a World Series, and their payroll is the whole team's payroll is probably not what that guy's got. What Soto got.
Well, and I want you to look at, and again, now I'm going to dog him a little bit but look at Juan Soto's top 5, glove plays this season. You want to see some comedy acts? Check that out. I mean, he's not even an average fielder, and I'm dogging him a little bit. A hell of a look. I loved his heart. I loved his hype. I loved his bat. Right, but at the end of the day, you're looking for all that crap, and you want all the prima donna treatment, and you want us to sign you till to you're an old man, till you're on Medicare or whatever it is, Social Security. No.
And you don't know, like, that kind of money, how's that going to change? Is he going to be the same player? Because now you just basically, you gave him a boatload. Is he going to still, is he going to be the same player after? How many players do you see, especially in baseball, they get a big contract and then they end up being a shell of what they used to be?
They were, because like you said, it's guaranteed money. And SoCal, thank you, not an average fielder at all. I mean, so Major League Baseball is coming after the but at the end of the day, he's going to end up at year 9 or 10 a designated hitter.
Yeah,
so I mean that's how it goes, and he should be a DH anyway because of his fielding.
That's
another story. Hey, well, you see Cody Bellinger. I guess his wife or his girlfriend was his prior. She used to go out with Giancarlo Stanton. So I guess that's that's the word around the Yankees clubhouse. They're kind of joking about it, which is a good thing because that could be a little tricky to deal with. But Bellinger played it off already and played it to the New York media and got that out of the way real fast.
Yeah,
DH all day. Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely, when spring training comes around, we'll definitely touch on a lot of that baseball. Get your opinions on it, because I'm curious what that means for the Mets. If you think, does this give the Mets possibly a short-term kind of maybe relevancy? Obviously, they had a nice season last year. Does that maybe give them a little bit more? But we'll see. We'll see. But
exactly.
Hey, I don't want to cut it off because it's been an hour getting to Monday Night Football. I've been on a plane all day. I'm exhausted. I haven't even been home but about 45 minutes before the show started. So
really,
yeah, it was.
I didn't know that. Sorry,
we got a later flight. I don't know why, and then it was a little crazy, and then all the airport stuff, and then grabbed dinner, and it was like boom. So I did that's why I did like the thumbnail and all that. I did it on the plane while I was or actually in the car driving back, because we didn't drive. Our friends drove us down there. So, but we'll definitely go to get into more and more of it. We're not going to obviously have our show Wednesday. It's Christmas, but I think Kelly and I talked about doing a show on Thursday, and then I think Sunday, depending on, I don't know if I'm staying over in Orlando or driving up and back, but maybe we'll do a Monday or a Sunday show, game day show, talking about the Cowboys, Philly, maybe even talk about the Falcons. They got a big game. So a lot of big games in football. So we'll definitely probably do something on Monday. So I appreciate everyone. And Mark, definitely sorry I missed you.
Mark, thanks again, Mark.
But thank you, everybody. If I don't talk to you, Merry Christmas. I know some have said it on Twitter. Hopefully we've exchanged it, but Merry Christmas to everyone. You guys are great. We love you. It's been a lot of fun. Appreciate you hanging out with Jimmy D and I. We are enjoying ourselves. Jimmy, I want you to have a Merry Christmas as well. Being part of the Cowboys Cave family, hopefully you're having a good time and a good Christmas as well. So, yeah.
Hey, Mike, you too. Best of the family, everybody. We like Mike said, can't say it enough. You guys are the best. You entertain us. Merry and blessed Christmas. Enjoy it.
And I'm going to take a video of me driving that car so you guys see how good it is.
Yes, got to put it on X, man.
All right, I'll see you guys. Take care.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.